the scenes that's going on, and there's some falling out. And I think slowly, bit by bit, more and more dressing rooms turning on him to the point where they're like, all right, cool, we'll just down our tools. And I'm telling you, as someone who's seen it in my club many, many times, over and over again, how many managers have I been through with the same shit? I'm the messenger giving it the warning.
So you think something's toxic? But hold on, how can you go? It's not like man ain't won anything here. Man's won a Premier League title, and now all of a sudden, what's that all about?
But how? Okay, let's put context in it. And how did he win that Premier League title? He came in to a very functional, existing team that knew what they were doing, that were running off muscle memory, tactical muscle memory from Klopp. And you had no signings. The one signing you had, Federico Chiesa, you didn't even rate him, you don't use him, you don't put him to your squads. You had no decisions to make. Your best players were firing. Salah was in the form of his fucking life. Van Dijk, you know what I'm saying, he was obviously playing in a much, much higher level. The players were playing themselves. All right, you may have just told Gravenberch, all right, cool, you can go forward a bit more. But the decisions and the lineups and the teams picked themselves. You had Jota, you had Diaz, you had Nunes, Trent. Like, obviously, the team picked itself.
They weren't going to sell Trent, though, was it? They weren't getting around selling Trent.
All right, cool, you sell Trent, and obviously, rest in peace, Jota. The situation is the situation. Yeah. But I don't think he tried hard enough to keep Diaz at the club. I'm sorry. I don't think you tried your best to convince him. Yeah, he might have wanted to leave, but did you really offer him enough money to stay? Probably not, because he probably looked at the way Salah and Van Dijk are staying. And that's another conversation that we need to have, because these are aging contracts, aging players. And shout out BBK, he'll say all about this. FSG, they don't do that. They know when to let the old fish loose. You know what I'm saying? Let the old dogs off the leash, in that sense. Do not renew contracts for players who are going to fall off because they're hitting that 34 and 35 years old. Like, in football age, you're done. Let's be honest. At the highest level, you past 30, people are looking at you like, all right, you're a liability in a couple of years, not an asset. And this is what they did. They slapped up 450 odd whatever bags a week for them two. That's them two salary alone is $1 million a week. You know how insane that is? $1 million a week between those two. So I'm looking at those two like, what's your excuse? Because you got your you got your contract, you're cushy now. You don't really rate Slot because he's not Klopp. He's not a man. He's Dutch. They're very cold, harsh brothers. They speak very frankly, no emotion, don't give a shit. So maybe he's pissed them off in some sense. I don't know. But I know when I see a team that doesn't care about its manager and that doesn't care for instructions and just wants the manager out. And this is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a team that's lost its faith. He's lost the dressing room. He's lost belief. The team have lost faith in him, in his decisions, in his tactical kind of setup. They just don't believe in him. And it couldn't happen to a nicer club, because this is the same club that tried to tell me 21. Same club. People like Preach, people like D-Dubs, all these man were telling me all summer, we're going to retain, we're going to do this. And I stuck it on them, and you were there. I had to say, are you sure?
40, you got 48 hours, yeah? Remember the 48 hours, yeah? 48 hours.
Now, it makes sense why he ran, because he knew deep down. These men knew deep down. Because if deep down they believed in their club and its manager, would they be crashing out like this? If they really, really believed, we're going to do it. They never truly believed, because they wouldn't have crashed out the way they did after 6 games. Because it was a 6 game, the Palace game, that it was a meltdown, and I saw a lot.
I think it started. The meltdown started from you, man. You know, I think you, man, started the trend from when you beat them. That was it. Them man crumbled.
That was the dagger. That was the dagger in the heart, innit? Because we do this. I've been telling man, like, when it comes to Liverpool, you know what I'm saying, we love to derail the season and end the party, mash up the dance, innit? And this is what we do, and this is what we'll always do. It happened last time with Ahmad in the FA Cup. The time before that, it was the quad season. We slapped the head tops. So it was normal. The thing is, though, these lot spent £500 million on a title-winning team, and you can't.
Yeah, no one's talking about that, though. No one's talking about that.
I'm talking about this shit because I've had enough. They spent £500 million, and you can't tell me that this isn't the worst title defendants I've ever seen in history, in Premier League history, in my entire 30 years of living on this earth here. This is the worst title defending team I've seen. Leicester, Ranieri's Leicester did not get £500 million. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. They didn't get best in class position players. They didn't get the best striker in the league at that time. They didn't get the best 10 in the world. They didn't break the transfer record twice in the same season, in the same window. They did none of this, and they had a better defense than this. Yeah, let that sink in. Deep that.
You know these clips are going on the internet, bro. So
Let it go, man.
Preach D-Dubs. You got 24 hours to respond, brothers. Yeah, 24 hours to respond. And who's the other one? There's 3 of them, isn't it? There's Preach, D-Dubs, and Scant, innit? Scants is the nice one, though, isn't it?
Yeah. I've got no smoke for Scants because
Scants,
he understands the situation.
Yeah, Scants knows.
Preach and D-Dubs, they had the most chest, and you see Preach getting pressed every week on that now. It's too funny. It's hilarious because I'll be honest, he had it coming because when man were trying to tell him these 5 wins unsustainable, he wasn't hearing it.
You know what he said? He said he's still slot in.
Yeah,
he said he's still slot in.
Yeah, he's off his head. But he's been off his head though since the summer, and no one can tell me that I didn't warn these brothers in the summer, bro. I was there live in the summer saying, you man are not gonna retain like that. It's not that easy. You're not built like that. And so now it's all, and I've go through my shorts, brother. You know, one day you need to go through my shorts on the channel.
Yeah. No, I'll go through your shorts, man. You got loads of shorts for you.